The Jets.
The Jets.
The Jets. The New York Jets.
The Jets Ward.
Jets, Jets. What is going on, Jet fans? And welcome back to another episode of The Jets Ward. I am your host, Ryan Ward, and I'm so excited to be back with you guys. I got some big news for you guys. The New York Jets made a big trade today. But before we get into it, if you have been here before, welcome back. You know I love having you guys in The Jets Ward. You guys keep coming back, and it makes me so glad. And I'm loving that you're loving all these videos. It makes me so happy that you're enjoying them, and you keep coming back for more. And if you are new here, welcome. Whether you're a Jets fan, a fan of another NFL team, or just a casual NFL fan, you're always welcome here in the Jets Ward. It is a safe space for you. But guys, like I said, the trade deadline is about a week away. November 4th is the NFL trade deadline. And so far, we've seen a couple trades in the NFL. The Patriots yesterday made two big trades, sending a couple players out. Keon White to the 49ers, Kyle Duggar to the Pittsburgh Steelers. They've been making moves, and today we were wondering which players, and I talked about it, what players the New York Jets could possibly trade. And there's one player that kept coming up, and it was Michael Carter II. Well, guys, I want to tell you today, earlier news broke, the Jets have made a trade with the Philadelphia Eagles, sending Michael Carter II over to the Eagles. So the Jets sent MC2 over to the Eagles. He's 26 years old, one of the highest paid slot corners in the NFL. And we sent over a 2027 seventh round pick as well. And I like this move because, as we know, Michael Carter II has been great for us in the past. But the past couple of years, after getting his payday, he's dealt with major injuries. And this year, too, he just has he's not been a fit in this defense, and he's looked bad when on the field. And that's been few and far between. He's been dinged up this year. He's looked bad when he's been playing, and he just didn't seem like a fit. Also, what makes it easier trading him away, the Jets went out and traded for a guy, a slot cornerback from Tennessee with tons of upside, Jarvis Brownlee Jr., and he's been balling out. He's been one of our better defensive players since coming over here. He hasn't missed tons of tackles. He's basically on every single play. And it just seems like he was a better fit in this defense than Michael Carter II was. So he ends up going to the Eagles, who desperately needed cornerback help. And I think he's going to fit into that defense very, very well. I think it's a fresh start for him. I think he's going to be happy over there. And he gets put on a team that has Super Bowl aspirations. So I think the Jets did right by him, but we also were able to get something in return. And what the Jets got was actually something that made me very happy, because I mentioned this guy in the offseason when his name was coming up in trade rumors. And that is the Jets acquired wide receiver John Metchie III. He's only 25 years old, been in the league for 3 years now. And we got a 2027 sixth round pick as well. The thing that has killed this Jets team so far this year, and we've been saying it since the offseason, and Darren Muji, honestly, I think whiffed on this position. A number 2 wide receiver. We've gotten Josh Reynolds in here. He's been dinged up, and even when he's been on the field, hasn't really performed well. Alan Lazard has been a no-show all year. Arian Smith is still trying to figure it out. Isaiah Williams looked good in the slot the other day, but what can we really get for him? Garrett Wilson's our number 1, but he's been hurt recently, so he hasn't been on the field. So the wide receiver core for the Jets has been very, very thin. Now we bring in John Metchie, who, I'm not going to lie to you guys, he hasn't had a fantastic career, but he's got a ton of upside. He's only 25 years old. He's a guy, he's 6 foot, 185 pounds, blazing speed, solid route runner as well, good hands. The problem with his career is he's dealt with injuries, and he had to deal with leukemia as well. He held out because of leukemia. So he's a little bit behind right now. But I feel like if he gets those opportunities, which he will on this Jets team, I think he can be what everybody thought of him when he was coming out of Alabama into the NFL. A guy who can be a legit number 2 receiver, or even better. I think if given the opportunities, I think Metchie can perform. It's just he's got to stay healthy, because if he does, I think he can be a very good receiver for this team. He's gritty, he's gutsy. I think he's a tough player as well. And I think a fresh start for him in a place where he's going to get tons of opportunities, especially with how bad the Jets receiving core is, how thin it is. I think he is going to get a lot of touches. I think he's going to get the ball thrown to him a ton. And I think he's going to be happy here. I think it's a good fresh start. And I am really happy with what Darren Muji did, bringing these young players in with tons of upside and attacking positions of need. We got a player who wasn't in the future plans. We got rid of Michael Carter II. I wish him the best in Philly, but he wasn't going to be part of the future plans, especially since we got Jarvis Brownlee Jr. Now we bring in a receiver at a position that was very thin with a ton of upside. This reminds me of the moves that Darren Muji has made, bringing in Juwan Briggs, who has a bright future, has looked awesome for us so far, but is still a young player with tons of upside. Harrison Phillips, I love that trade too. He's been performing very well, what we expected him to be. And Jarvis Brownlee Jr. as well has been a stud for us so far. Do I think the Jets are done? No. I honestly love this move too. I think Metchie can be very, very good in this offense. And I'm excited to see how Tanner Engstrand incorporates him in the offense as well. But another thing that I wanted to bring up, I don't know if the Jets are done. There were rumors back like a week or two ago that the Jets could be active at the deadline, but not by being sellers, trading Breece Hall, Quinnen Williams, Quincy Williams, or anything like that. Not selling their big name players, but by trading for younger players with high upside. That's what John Metchie is. That's what Jarvis Brownlee Jr. is. That's what Juwan Briggs is. I think the Jets are going to add a couple more younger pieces. And I think they're going to be at positions of need. Does that mean they're not going to trade players like Quincy Williams? I think they might. I think it's in his last year of the contract. I think there are going to be a lot of teams that are interested. Watch out for the 49ers and the Falcons because of former coaches being there in those places. Quinnen, I really don't think the Jets aren't actively shopping him. So unless they get blown away by a deal, a team like the Cowboys offering a number 1, maybe DeMarvion Overshown, who is a young linebacker who I really like as well over there. I don't think the Dallas Cowboys would trade him, but sending a number 1 and more picks or players as well, maybe get it done for Quinnen, but I doubt the Jets are actually going to trade him. And with how Breece is, I think keeping Breece and extending him to a 3-year deal, 4-year deal could be beneficial for the Jets offense in the future as well, especially if we're going to draft a younger quarterback, a solid number 1. If we re-sign John Metchie as well, a solid number 2 receiver, because he's on the last year of his deal, and having a stud running back and Mason Taylor looking like he's going to be a legit number 1 tight end, that's a solid offense that a young quarterback can come in, whether it's Mendoza, whether it's Simpson, whether it's Moore, any of these guys, Nussmeier too. Whether it's any of these guys, this could be a good starting point by keeping Breece, keeping Metchie, keeping this offensive line intact as well. But guys, that's all I got for you. I think the Jets and Eagles both won this trade. I think the Jets made out better. They got a better draft pick in it, and they traded away a guy who didn't have a future with us. So I think the Jets really won this, but the Eagles got a solid player as well. If he can stay healthy, and if Carter can stay healthy, he's still one of the better slot cornerbacks in the NFL. And I think the Eagles got a good one. I think he's going to perform there. I think a fresh start is going to be really good for him. And again, let me know who you guys think won this trade. Do you think both teams won it? Do you think both teams did a good job? Do you think the Eagles won it with Michael Carter II? Do you think the Jets won it with John Metchie in the 6th round pick? Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. And again, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. It really helps me out as well. And hit that bell for any notifications of when I post videos. It really helps me out, and I really appreciate you. And thank you so much again for joining me in the Jets Ward. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.
The Jets Ward.